Details on those stories at 5 o'clock. I'm Barbara Schleck, Q101 News. Beth Kay has Q101 AccuWeather and traffic after this.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Saw me dance and hubcap came flying. Hey, you're pretty tough yourself. I couldn't help but notice that bulge in your jacket. Looks like a big piece.
I didn't have the heart to tell him what the piece was. The other hubcap. So I bought him a light beer from Miller. We drank, we talked. To be continued.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And less.
Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Q101 Traffic and Weather Together is brought to you by your Chicagoland Buick dealers.
At 4:32, the outbound Kennedy still pretty bad at almost 45 minutes to Manheim. It is slow to North Avenue. Stop and go to from Belmont to Nagel. On the express lanes, they hit the brakes at Sacramento. The outbound Ike slow Des Plaines to Wolf, 25 minutes to Manheim. Inbound slow Manheim to First. The inbound 290 stop and go north to St. Charles. On the Rhine, just 25 minutes to 95th. Slow to 18th and stop and go in the locals, 41st to 71st. Express lanes there are your choice. And due to a commuter problem, an earlier problem near the Jefferson Park Terminal, there is a 25-minute break in service on the CTA's Jefferson Park line. Q101 AccuWeather. Showers still passing through tonight as the tip of a massive storm finishes crossing over central Illinois. Tonight we could see those showers, a low of 44. Tomorrow sunshine, but very windy, a high of 65. And Wednesday warmer, plenty of sunshine, a high of 70. Currently at the lakefront 48, Midway 54, O'Hare 56, humidity 43%, and winds from the northeast at 16. I'm Beth Kay with traffic, weather, and special updates on Q101.
Q101, Art Roberts at 4:37. Our congratulations goes out to Dolly Bauer, who on Greg's show got her rent check picked up. Compliments of Q101. Same thing can happen to you. Just stay tuned for all the details. For a pet who truly needs you, adopt a cat from Felines, the animal shelter for homeless cats and kittens. Just call 465-4132. Now, let me ask something. Wouldn't it be nice if something were to go down in price instead of up? Well, you got it, Chicagoland. It's the great A&P price rollback. Save 26 cents on high-dry paper towels. Jumbo roll, just 49 cents. Or serve up some USDA grade A medium eggs, just 55 cents a dozen. You save a dime on that one. And then stock up on Mountain Dew and diet or regular Pepsi Cola. 8 16-ounce bottles are just $1.29 plus deposit. You save $1.10. Available at all A&P stores in Chicago.
He said he got the best possible loan. And for Uncle Bob, that's the only way.
The Equity Plus loan from Household Finance. See your phone book for the HFC office nearest you and put their experience to work. Q101 at 4:46. This is Art Roberts and another great song by the Supremes. Q101, this is Art Roberts at 4:50. Got a question for you. You want to show off a really great figure this summer? Well, then listen to these great figures from Postal Athletic Clubs. 20-30. Now, the 20 means tone up, trim down with 20 terrific visits to your nearby Postal Athletic Club. The 30 is for the tough-to-beat price, $30. That's just $1.50 a visit, and what do you get for $1.50 a visit? Well, you get full club privileges, including the latest in Nautilus and universal exercise equipment, professionally led aerobic exercise classes, relaxing saunas, heated pools, hot whirlpools, and trained-friendly supervision. So that's the Postal offer. For a limited time, 20 visits for $30. Show up for Postal's great figures now, and you can show off your great figure all summer. Remember, this is a limited-time offer. See Postal's ad in the Tuesday Sun-Times or check the yellow pages for the Postal Athletic Club nearest you. There are 14 Postal Athletic Clubs in Chicagoland. That's Postal, P-O-S-T-L. You're right. They make fitness fun.
Coming.
Q101 at 4:56. The Zombies. Q101 is WKQX Chicago.
The RTA's Pat O'Malley is hot about the legislature's action on the transit money crisis. 5 o'clock in Chicago on Q101. I'm Barbara Schleck with the news. Patrick O'Malley, the RTA's Finance Committee chairman, who's resigning from that job, says it's not fair to blame the RTA board for the mess Chicago area transit finds itself in, with a shutdown possible by the middle of June. O'Malley just told Channel 5 reporters in a live interview this afternoon, it's the legislature, not the RTA board, that's to blame for the low priority given Chicago area transit.
Kind of later, we're as bad off financially in the school as we were when they started.
The Illinois House today passed a bill that, if it clears the state Senate and the governor, would abolish the RTA, leave a City Hall-controlled CTA for Chicago, and allow the suburbs to take their choice on how to provide for public transit. Meanwhile, Mayor Byrne told City Hall reporters today she's bracing for mid-June.
The mayor's on the legislators' shoulders. Ron Travadish, Q101 News.
The Chicago Public Schools' two top financial jobs are seeing some turnover. Superintendent Ruth Love's top financial aide, David McClurkin, has just resigned effective Friday. He's going to take a similar job in the Cleveland Public Schools after just 2 months in his Chicago post. And a judge has ordered school finance chief Joseph Marin to resign his job. It seems Marin didn't file a financial disclosure statement as required by Illinois law. But Marin says he was never told about that requirement, and he will be allowed to stay on the job pending an appeal, which Marin says he certainly will file. The prime interest rate rose to 20% today at a number of major banks, including 3 in Chicago. That was bad news for the housing industry, which had just received some good news. The latest government report on housing starts from Washington.
There was a Fox News Washington.
In Chicago today, 21 people were named winners of cash grants from the John D. and Catherine MacArthur Foundation. These cash prizes range from $24,000 to $60,000 to be paid every year for 5 years. And the MacArthur Foundation's rules make these grants different from just about all the rest. Dave McBride explains.
There are no Q101 News.
The Chicago-based foundation cannot be accused of regional bias toward local folks. Not one of the award winners is from the Midwest. I'm Barbara Schleck with Q101 News at 5:03. Beth Kay's traffic and Q101 AccuWeather after this.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Q101 traffic at 5:04. The outbound Kennedy is the problem right now. It is stop and go from downtown to Lawrence. That because of a Gapers block. They are staring at a derailment in the Jefferson Park yards at 40 minutes from Ontario to Manheim. The inbound side is stop and go at the west end. Faring much better on the other expressways. The Eden Slow Dempster to Old Orchard, 25 minutes to Dundee. The Eisenhower Slow Cicero to Austin, heavy from Austin out to Manheim, under 25 to Manheim. Inbound slow Manheim to First. Outbound 290 tight from Route 83 to Addison. The outbound Stevenson Building First to LaGrange, and the Ryan is 25 minutes to 95th, slow to 18th, and stop and go 41st to 75th. Outbound Calumet slow 115th to 130th. Q101 AccuWeather. Although the skies will only clear up slightly tomorrow, temperatures will noticeably improve, with a high tomorrow expected around 65, with a lot more sunshine. Tonight, a chance of some rain throughout the night, a low of 44, and if you're looking at Wednesday, warmer, plenty of sunshine, a high of 70. At the lakefront, 48, Midway 52, O'Hare 51, humidity 48%, with winds from the northeast at 21. I'm Beth Kay with traffic, weather, and special updates on Q101.
Q101, this is Art Roberts at 5:17. Now let's listen as Carly Simon says. Q101, Art Roberts at 5:21. Looking at our Q101 AccuWeather. Tonight will continue to be windy, partly cloudy, and it'll get down to about 42. And tomorrow we'll see some sunshine with a high of 58, a low of 46 tomorrow evening. And we should warm up some on Wednesday. Right now the winds are out of the northeast at 21 miles an hour. Lakefront's reading 48. Midway's got 52, and O'Hare it's 51 degrees.
I don't know, but it's got to cover living with tires.
The Amoco tire sale ends on Saturday, May the 30th, at participating Amoco dealers displaying the shower of savings sign.
If you think college can be rich to put 4 kids through school, just smart.
Equity Plus, HFC's homeowner loan. Call toll-free 800-447-4700 today. Call 800-447-4700. Put their experience to work. Q101 at 5:28. Here's England Dan and John Ford Coley.
It's 5:30 in Chicago. I'm Barbara Schleck with the Q101 News Update. Our top story, the Illinois House, racing a midnight deadline, churns out bills to dismantle the RTA and force prisoners with money to repay the county for their stay in local jails. The lawmakers also added $5,000 to the expenses allowed to support offices in home districts, but all those plans must clear the state Senate and the governor to become law. We're also watching these stories. Chicago School Finance Chief Marin may have to resign because he didn't file a financial disclosure statement. In Washington, members of Congress did file disclosure statements. Of the Chicago area delegation, Congressman Dan Rostenkowski made more outside income than the three next highest earners combined. And two top officials of the Agency for International Development say they're willing to resign over a planned U.S. vote against proposed international standards for baby formula. Mike Moss explains why.
Water and NBC News.
Detailed stories at 6 o'clock. I'm Barbara Schleck with Q101 News, traffic, and Q101 AccuWeather from Beth Kay next.
It's for every couple who dines with us on June 10th.
Q101 traffic at 5:33. A real mess on the Kennedy with very long delays, now over 1 hour from Ontario to Mannheim. Outbound stop and go downtown to Lawrence. That's because of a Gapers block. They're staring at a derailment near the Jefferson Park yards, and that's because the left lane is blocked with emergency equipment. Everyone has had to stay to the right, causing big delays. Inbound is slow just through downtown. The outbound Eden slow Dempster to Old Orchard, 25 minutes to Dundee. On the outbound Ike, heavy from Harlem to Mannheim at 20 minutes to Mannheim. Congress Parkway is backed up from Michigan Avenue feeding into the Eisenhower. Outbound 290 slow from Church to Addison. Inbound slow north to St. Charles. The Stevenson outbound slow first to LaGrange at 25 minutes to LaGrange. And the Ryan heavy leaving downtown stop and go from 35th to 75th at 25 minutes to 95th. Inbound slowing Roosevelt on in. Q101 AccuWeather. That rainbow you saw this afternoon around the sun like a ring was not an indication of rain. It was ice crystals as they were forming around the sun, and that happens only once in a while, so you saw a rather rare thing. Tonight, a chance of some rain, little clouds, a low of 44. Tomorrow, hitting a high of 65 degrees with a little more sunshine, and even more sunshine and higher temperatures on Wednesday. At the lakefront, 48, Midway 52, O'Hare 51, humidity 48%, winds from the northeast at 12. I'm Beth Kay with traffic, weather, and special updates on Q101.
Q101, this is Art Roberts at 5:39, and a congratulations goes out to Dolly Bauer of Schaumburg, whose rent check was taken care of by Q101. Same thing can happen to you. Just stick around for details. Travelers Aid Society volunteers meet and help people from all across the U.S., in fact, from all over the globe. For information on becoming a Travelers Aid volunteer, you can call this number, 435-4520. Q101, this is Art Roberts at 5:51.
I got lucky. Balmoral.
Opening day at Balmoral Park is this Friday, May 22nd.
Wheel on a new 1981 Datsun.
Datsun prices start as low as $45.99. Manufacturer's suggested retail price for a new standard $210. Price does not include taxes, license, destination charges, or title fees. Q101 is WKQX Chicago.
The Illinois House votes to abolish the RTA, but the bill faces an uncertain future in the state Senate. 6 o'clock in Chicago on Q101. I'm Barbara Schleck with the news.
Dates on Q101.
Q101, Art Roberts playing the variety of music that you like. In this hour, lined up for you the Beatles. We'll hear a song by Fleetwood Mac, and this by Barbra Streisand and Barry Gibb. All on Q101. Q101 at 6:18. This is Stephanie Mills. Q101, this is Art Roberts at 6:21, and looking at our Q101 AccuWeather, it's going to remain windy tonight. We'll get down to about 42. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high about 58. Low tomorrow evening, 46. Warming up on Wednesday. That's the only good news in the whole forecast. Winds are now out of the northeast at 21 miles an hour. Been that way for a few hours. Lakefront's reporting 47. Everywhere else, it's 51 degrees.
It's not for your teeth.
Sir, you don't
Then there's a new rug, a hot plate.
The Amoco Tire Sale ends Saturday, May the 30th, at participating Amoco dealers displaying the Showers of Saving sign.
Rodney Danger.
6:30 in Chicago. I'm Barbara Schleck with a Q101 News update.
On Midway and O'Hare 51, humidity 42%, and winds from the northeast at 21 miles an hour. I'm Beth Kay with traffic, weather, and special updates on Q101.
Q101, Art Roberts at 6:38. Here's something that's interesting. Chicago's landmark architecture is the subject of a selection of photographs on exhibit at the Chicago Public Library's Cultural Center. It'll be going on right through May the 23rd, and if you want to find out any more, call the center at 269-2837.
University by Alan Alda. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Starts Friday.
We just need you to...
Q101 at Roberts at 6:51. It's going to be a cool night tonight, getting down to 42 and windy as well. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine and a high of 58. And by Wednesday, we should really warm up. Right now, Lakefront's got 47. Everywhere else, it's 51 degrees, but windy out of the northeast at 21 miles an hour.
You know what we need? TJ Maxx.
You visit the new TJ Maxx stores in Bolingbrook, Bloomingdale, and Calumet City, or the TJ Maxx store nearest you. Bill Taylor will be next, you and I tomorrow. Till then, it's been a work of art on Q101. Q101 at 6:21. This is Art Roberts. A lot of people were interested in the fact whether the White Sox and the Indians are going to play their game at Comiskey Park. And the last word that I got is yes, they will, even though it's going to be very cold. And the wind is blowing out of the northeast right now, like 18 miles an hour, but it doesn't matter. They're going to have to keep the bats in a pizza oven, I think. As far as our Q101 AccuWeather, it'll be very cold tonight. Low at 36, chance of frost in the far north and western suburbs. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high near 60, 50s along the lakefront. Tomorrow night, we get down to 42, and on Wednesday, there's a chance of showers again with a high of 65. 44 at the lakefront now, 45 at Midway, and 44 at O'Hare.
A surprising solution to a surprising robbery. At 6:30, I'm Sandy Hausman with a Q101 news update.
Q101, Art Roberts with you at 6:37. You know, the public is invited to attend the annual police recognition ceremony. It's going to be held tomorrow at 8 p.m. at the Erie Crown Theater. Free admission tickets are available at all police stations if you want to get over there. And now, Q101 wants to pay your rent-a mortgage for 1 month. I'll take the first call at 591-4010. Know the name of the song played after the 7 o'clock news this morning, and Q101 will pay your rent-a-mortgage for this month. Q101.
Coming next.
Q101, this is Art Roberts taking a look at our Q101 AccuWeather.
Now, for a limited time at Robinson Jewelers, you'll find his and hers matching wedding band sets starting at just the ringleader.
You see J.B. Robinson Jewelers at Stratford Square, lower level, Lewis Joliet Mall, Woodfield Brickyard, and at River Oaks. Well, as I was saying, our AccuWeather says it's going to be really cold tonight, down to 36, and there's a good chance of frost in the far north and the western suburbs. For tomorrow, sunshine and a high near 60 with 50s along the lakefront. Tomorrow night down to 42 we go, and on Wednesday we should get all the way up to 65, but there is a chance of showers moving in later on in the day on Wednesday. As of now, Lakefront's got 44, Midway 45, O'Hare's got 44. It's still very windy outside, and once again, congratulations to Arnie Maddock of Des Plaines, who just got his mortgage payment picked up. Compliments of Q101. Same thing can happen to you. Well, first of all, I want to thank the brilliant engineering of Char Miller and Chuck Jones, which kept us on the air this afternoon. The MVE, the Most Valuable Engineer Award, goes to Chuck Jones. Chuck, your picture gets to hang in the lobby overnight. I think that ought to move you. And for you and I, it's been a work of art. Bye-bye now.
Q101 is WKQX Chicago, paying your rent or mortgage for a month. Keep listening for more details on Q101. Q101, and from Cornerstone, your friends, Sticks. Q101 will pay your rent or mortgage for a month. Find out how to win by listening to Bob Del Giorno tomorrow morning on Q101. Q101 and that feeling of emptiness inside being described by the Supremes on Q101. Q101, a couple of the biggies for you right in a row. Supremes and the Beatles, 7:21, and this is Bill Taylor. How's your Monday night? Sorry about that weekend. Last half of it was pure, I better not say that word on the radio, but the Q101 AccuWeather is looking up. Because overnight we got a chilly one. We could break a record or two. We got some good chances of frost warning, especially in the far north and western suburbs. Otherwise, a low around 36. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny. Maybe partly sunny at worst, but more pleasant. That's the main thing. High around 60, except a little cooler along Chicago's lakefront. Northwest wind now at 14 miles per hour, 55% humidity, and it's 44 degrees just about everywhere.
You're listening to Q1.